Hello everyone, we are back with yet another live Q&A. I will quickly do the audio test 1 2 3, audio test 1 2 3. Yeah, seems like the audio is working fine. I will give it another minute or so that people can join and we can start live Q&A. I don't have any specific topic to talk about today because it was a pretty crazy week at work. Well, past couple of weeks there were a lot of issues, not specifically from our development side, but some of the tools that we use in the organization. So we talked to Microsoft and all to resolve those things. There was an outage, but it was pretty intense. So most of my time was spent there and didn't get any time to work on YouTube. You might have noticed I couldn't post any video this week. So yeah, but I wanted to really do this live Q&A and keep it going. So I am here and I can start picking questions one by one. Hi Isaac, thanks for letting me know. Hi bro, I am coming to UK this September for MSc AI and robotics and consultant giving me University of Hertfordshire option for me according to my background. How is this university? University of Hertfordshire is good. I have only looked at their course content for MSc Data Science, and the course content is good. I haven't looked into the AI and robotics, but given that they know how to structure the course for data science, so I'm sure they might know about AI and robotics as well. So in general, the university is good. The only thing that I have heard about the university is that in one batch they have over 500 students. That is for data science. I don't know how it will be for MSc AI, so I don't know how well they are able to manage such a crowd, and if they have resources, if they divide everything into several batches and they conduct classes batch by batch, then I think it's all good. They will be able to pay attention to each and every student. But if they conduct classes where they have all the students in one batch, then it can be a little tricky. But the way things work here in the UK is that it's not like spoon feeding. So it's not like teachers are going to teach you every single thing. They might give you few lectures. There are a lot of recorded material available, and majority of the times you'll have to do your own thing. They will be there to support you, answer your questions, and help you with your assignments and stuff. When I say assignment, they will be able to clear your doubts, but again, at the end of the day, you'll have to explore a lot of things. So that's the same for all the universities. It's not just for University of Hertfordshire. So in general, the university is fine, and location is also quite good. It's very close to London. So while you will not pay very expensive rent to live in London, but you will still be very close to London. It will take like an hour, I think, by train to go to London. So if there are any meetups or conference, because in London there's always one or the other conference going on, and it's always good to go and attend those things because you learn a lot and you see what's going on in the industry, so you can stay up to date, and then there you can also make some really good connections. So it's always good to go and attend those things. So it will only take like an hour from Hertfordshire by train, so that's again a good thing. And also the fees is not that expensive, I think. Are students still struggling to find jobs and university ranking matter for job? So the I'll first answer the second question. University ranking matters or not? So no, university ranking does not matter. If you have a really good profile, portfolio, projects, all those kind of things, then university ranking won't matter much. But if you don't have a very good profile, if you just have your plain old resume, in that case, the if the recruiting agency or the hiring manager or the employer wants to do some kind of tiebreaker, then they will look at the university as well. So if you have some, for example, experience, or you work on some really good projects while you are in your university, then no, because we have interviewed a few people in the past, for our company, and we specifically looked at people's profile and what kind of projects they have worked on, and we picked candidate based on that. But then when we saw a lot of resumes where people had similar kind of skills, similar kind of projects, then we started finding different criteria, like experience was the most important one, and then after that came any relevant experience if the person did not have any relevant experience, and then looked at some of the um, universities. So there are quite a lot of factors. University ranking definitely comes at the bottom, I would say. But if you are from, for example, University of Cambridge or Oxford University, then that's a completely different scenario, because those are some of the top universities in the world. So it doesn't matter how your profile is, those things will pop out the most, and most likely those candidates will get the opportunity before someone who has done from some other university. So those things will always there. But if you are comparing universities like University of Hertfordshire with some of the other universities which are very close to University of Hertfordshire, then in that case, no, it won't matter much. So yeah, that's the answer for the second question. The first question, still struggling to find a job. So usually when someone does not have any experience or freshers, yes, they are still struggling to find a job. The job market is still quite rough at this moment, so it is difficult. And maybe next week I will post a video about the job market in the UK. I have already recorded it. I just need to edit and add some visuals to the video, and yeah, the video should be done by next week, so you'll be able to get a better idea of how the job market is in the UK. All right, I don't see any other questions in the chat. Sorry. I have some more questions regarding the loan and all. Can you reply? Yeah, sure. Yeah, feel free to post the questions in the chat. If I just take the question as is, I have some more questions regarding the loan and all. Can we pay? Mm, I will talk specifically about the University of Hertfordshire and the fees. I am assuming, I don't know exactly what is the kind of fees that University of Hertfordshire has, but I think it will be around 20,000 pound or maybe less. So if you're taking that much loan, and then I think you'll also have to take 9,000 pound for living expense, so that will come to around 25 to 26,000 pound loan that you will have to take if you want to go to University of Hertfordshire, pay the education fees, and then the 19k is the fees. So yeah, your total loan might come to around 28k, something like that, which is very close to 28 lakhs or 30 lakhs. So if you work part-time, yes, it is possible for you to pay that much money. And then if you're able to find a job in the relevant field, then it's a lot more easier to pay back your loan. So answer is yes for both. But then there is a caveat, because if you finish your masters, well, if you are in your masters and if you start doing your part-time job from day one, you will be dedicating quite a lot of your time in part-time jobs and maybe not enough time for your course. So that way you may not gain good amount of skills. So that is the first thing. So your first focus should be to learn as much as you can, build good portfolio profile and those kind of things, because even those part-time jobs will work for like 20 hours a week. It sounds quite less, but it can be very tiring at some point. So that will take away some of your time from your profile building. So you'll have to balance. I'm not saying that by working part-time you won't be able to do your course, because there are a lot of people here in the UK. Well, in my batch there were a lot of batchmates. They did part-time job and then they also focused on their course and they were able to do quite well. But then there were other batchmates where they didn't really do that well because they were too much focused on their part-time job because they were making money. So it is totally possible. During your course you will be able to work for 20 hours. After your course you'll be able to work for 40 hours or maybe even more. And when you work that much and if you keep small amount of money for yourself, and if you start paying back your loan, you'll be able to pay majority of your loan, and it is definitely possible, because I think the minimum wage is around £10 per hour. It might be a little more, it might be a little less, but I think on an average it's £10. But then there are some jobs where they definitely pay you more than that. So if we take on an average £10, and if you work for 40 hours per week, you'll be able to make £400 per week, and on an average 4 weeks per month, so you'll be able to make around £1,600 per month. And that way you will be able to, if you are living in a shared accommodation, then you might be able to manage within like £600 or something, and you will be able to save approximately £1,000. And then if you start paying back your loan using that amount, I think you'll be able to pay back your education loan relatively easily. But that's a rough estimate calculation right in front of you. There is a detailed calculation that I did a while back. I don't think it is on this particular channel. It might be on the other channel which is related to traveling. So yeah, it might be there but not on this channel. If you want, I can maybe provide you the link, but that calculation was done a while back, so yeah, do let me know. Also, can you please make a video on how to get relevant jobs or maybe internship during MSc, and also how to make assignments? I want to learn before going there. I have 5 months and I love your channel. I'm glad you find my content useful, and I have quite a lot of these things that you're asking for on my channel already. So sorry, you might find a playlist with MSc Data Science, Newcastle University, I think something like that, on my channel. There I have talked a lot about my experience and about assignments and stuff. So that playlist is going to be very helpful. Yeah, that playlist has I think 22 videos, something like that. Yeah, so there I've talked a lot about things like what I'm learning in MSc Data Science, marks I got in assignments, things like that, important tips to do good in assignment, those kind of things. So I have got a lot of those videos already, and by watching those videos you will be able to learn a lot about how the assignments are structured here in the UK. And as for internship, also I think I talked about how I found my internship, and there are quite a lot of videos how to find job in data science. But I can make an updated video, so that video was made I think a year or two back, so it's been a while, but I have a couple of videos related to this topic on my list already. It's just I need to find some time to record those things. So yeah, another video I have on my list is how to get calls for interview, because that's the most trickiest thing to get. So that is also something which I'm planning to make quite soon. So yeah, those things are already there on the channel, so do check out. I think that will help you a lot. If you have more questions, do let me know in the chat. I think there is some lag in the stream. MSc AI or MSc Data Science, which one we should choose to get job early? Which is better? That's a very good question, and think of data science as a umbrella term, and lot of these things, well, when it comes to AI, it's a completely separate world in itself, and data science has some crossovers with the world of AI. And data science contains things like data analytics, data engineering, machine learning engineer, those kind of things. But then the machine learning engineer has a very close relation with AI and AI engineer as well. So if you like to work with the data and like to explore different kind of information out of the data, then I think data science is the way to go for. And all of these companies really want to dig deeper into data and data science, so that's why data science is a little bit more popular. But moving forward, there is a huge advancement in the world of AI, especially with these large language models and Gen AI side of things. And if you want to dig deeper into those things, and if you want to be, for example, LLM engineer or computer vision engineer, so those kind of things, I think, or Gen AI engineer, for those kind of things, I think AI engineers are more shout out. So I totally think it depends on what you would like. And it's not like if you become AI engineer you cannot do data science sort of things, and vice versa. So as I mentioned, they both have some crossover. And if you're working as an AI engineer, you will still be dealing with quite a lot of data, so you need to understand how to handle that data. And if you are a data scientist, at some point you will be dealing with AI models, so you need to know how those models work. So it doesn't really matter much which MSc you are doing, because eventually you will do very similar kind of projects. It's just the names are very different, but ultimately they have quite a lot of similarities as well. Just one difference maybe: when you will do MSc data science, you will be learning a lot about statistics, data analytics, data engineering, and machine learning side of things. But when you will do MSc in AI, you will be mainly focused on machine learning, deep learning, and in machine learning also you have things like supervised and unsupervised reinforcement learning, so you will be covering all those things. But if you are doing data science under machine learning model, you will only look at probably supervised and unsupervised learning, and you will completely skip over uh, reinforcement learning. So yeah, those are some of the differences. They both have their own job market, but it totally depends on what you would like to work on. Hey man, should I choose Netherlands or UK for studying data science and get job as an entry level graduate? I think, well, again, it's just an assumption here. I haven't looked into Netherlands job market, but it feels like Netherlands is doing a lot better than UK, and I think Netherlands has a better job market and probably opportunity as well. So again, it's just my assumption from what I've been hearing from a lot of other people and some of the articles. So if you have offer from university in Netherlands, and I don't know what are their policies around post study work visa and those kind of things. So if those things are okay with you, and I think the course duration is 2 years, and if the fees is fine, I would say Netherlands could be a better place, because that way I think you'll have access to the whole of Europe and you'll be able to apply for jobs there. It's not like you do masters from the UK and you won't be able to apply to jobs in Europe. You can do that, but then for that you'll need a separate visa. When I did my masters from the UK, I did apply to some of the jobs in one of the European countries. I don't remember exactly which one. It was not these big countries like Germany, France, and Spain, those kind of things. It was some other country, and I got call. I even went through the interview, and I even had offer. So yes, it is totally possible to get job in European countries, but that is little bit more tricky when compared to doing masters from some of the European countries. So yeah, by just looking at the country and how things are there, I would say Netherlands is probably now better state when compared to UK, but you'll have to compare all the other things as well. One last question. I talked with many Hertfordshire data science students on LinkedIn. Most of them still didn't get job in their field, and some of them get job in India, and it make me worry to go forward. Yeah, as I mentioned, there are like 500 students doing the course in one batch, so there are quite a lot of students there. And if all the 500 people from Hertfordshire will get the job, then what about people doing masters from other universities? So, and also the fees is quite low when we look at University of Hertfordshire, so it also attracts a lot of bad crowd, I would say. So some people, they just go there for fun, enjoy their student life, and then come back to India and then try to find job in India. So it will always be there. A lot of people will not be able to find a job. So if you're a serious student, and if you keep yourself in a good circle of students who are actually there to learn and be motivated to level up their skills and find job, then I think you will be fine. I did my masters from Newcastle University, which is a Russell Group university, and it also comes probably in top 100 or top 150 universities in the world. So by looking at that, Newcastle University is a really good thing, and is a really good university, and everyone from Newcastle University should be able to find a job, right? But that's not the case. There were a lot of my batchmates, they had to go back to their home country because they could not find a job here in the UK, because of one other factor is that it doesn't matter how good you are with your sorry, it doesn't matter how good you are with your technical skills, you need to have soft skills as well. It's equally important, and a lot of the people, they worked quite rigorously on their technical skills, but they didn't really put any effort in their soft skills, and because of which they couldn't clear a lot of interviews. So yeah, it's just not technical skills, there are a lot of other things as well. So it is difficult. I'm not saying it will be a lot easier, even if you have good technical skills and maybe soft skills as well. It will be difficult being an international student. But if you have made your mind that you want to go to Hertfordshire University, and if you don't have offer from any other university, then I don't think there is a problem in going to Hertfordshire University. The course curriculum is good. Now all the universities provide similar kind of resources. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to you, how well you are preparing yourself, and what kind of projects you're working on, and what kind of profile you're building. So in India, the things are a little different. The university or the college matters a lot, but here it's not like that. A lot of UK citizens, they go to some of the universities where you won't even know the name of, but then they are able to find the job in their relevant field. So yeah, I would say if you don't have offer from other universities, or if you even have offer but you have already made your mind that Hertfordshire University is the best one for you, then I don't think it is worth thinking about all the other things. And if you really want to do masters, then you should just go for it. But do keep in mind that yes, it is a risk, and the risk is that you will be taking quite a lot of loan, and if you're not able to find a job here in the UK, and then if you have to go back, then you need to find a job in the India, because some of the people, as you mentioned here, quite rightly in the chat, that they were able to find a job in India. So yes, it is true, some of the people here in in Newcastle University, they were able to find job very quickly in India as soon as they went there. And then there were some people who did their masters from Northumbria University, they couldn't find a job in the UK, but then they were able to find a job in India. So yes, if you're able to find a job in India as well, I think it will be fairly uh, well paying, because you also need to keep in mind that the living expense is quite high in the UK. So if you are making 30k or something like that, I think it will be equivalent to 7 8 lakhs per annum in India. So yeah, you need to keep that also in mind. How much do you make? What do you mean? From YouTube? I mean, nothing really. Maybe 10, 20 dollars per month, something like that. So that is kind of nothing. As for my full-time job, I'm not allowed to disclose it, but I can give you a rough range. It is between 40 and 45, something like that. That's per year. Yeah, these points is make sense. Thanks, man. You always helped me with your videos, and I feel more clear in my mind. Keep going, and best of luck to you too, Goku. Thanks. And do you recommend Oxford or Cambridge undergrad computer science? I would say so, yes. If you have offer from those universities, then yes, definitely. Because it's not about the course and the kind of content you will be learning there, and what kind of resources you will find. It's more about the difficulty that people have to get into those universities. And if you are able to get into those universities, that means that you are definitely very capable. And these really high paying jobs, it's not like they require you to know everything, because it's highly impossible for anyone to know everything, because different companies have different tech stack, and it's highly impossible for any one person to know everything. So what they are looking for is how quick you are to learn, and how is your critical thinking, and those kind of things. And if you're able to get into these universities, it proves that yes, you are able to learn things very quickly, and you can handle yourself in a very competitive market. So yes, if you have offer from these universities, it's definitely worth going to. I'm doing good, Abdul. I hope the same for you. As a data scientist, would you say R or Python is more in demand? If you purely look at the job market, Python is the most popular programming language. Out of all the data science job postings, 50% of them says Python is required, if not more. I think it's more than that. It's approximately 60%, something like that. And R appears in like 20 to 30% of them, I think. So when we compare these two languages, Python is definitely the most popular programming language. But when it comes to research side of things and in universities, I think they focus quite a lot on R. So if you are a beginner and if you don't know any programming language, then I think Python is the programming language that you should start with, because that will be able to cover a lot of things, and you will have a lot more flexibility as well. So yeah, Python is definitely a better programming language when it comes to being used in the industry. And then after that, you can start learning R. I have a question. How can I learn Python? Any suggestions and advice? What is the roadmap to become a data scientist? So I have recently made a video about roadmap to become a data scientist. Please do check out that video. As for how to learn Python, there are quite a lot of tutorials on Python, and I would say follow those tutorials on YouTube. That way you will be able to understand the basic syntax and working of Python. And as soon as you feel slightly comfortable about the syntax of Python, I would say going on LeetCode and other platform as well, like CodeChef, HackerEarth, HackerRank. There are quite a lot of platforms, whichever you feel comfortable. My personal favorite is LeetCode. So go to LeetCode, try solving some problems. I would say start with easy problems, but then when you're solving easy problems, do keep in mind you also need to look at completion rate. So when you're solving your first second problem, I would say easy and high completion rate problems, and those things are going to give you a lot more confidence on writing your Python code. So yeah, if you do those things, you will be able to pick up Python very quickly. But I feel like Python has a low entry barrier, so theoretically everyone could do it, hence salary is lower. Aren't you scared of AI? Like, have you checked out Sonnet 3.7? Right, so first question, entry level is low because everyone can learn Python. Yes, true, but then if somebody wants to learn R, they can learn as well. It's not like R is extremely difficult. But the thing is, why everyone would want to learn Python is because a lot of those jobs are asking for Python. And also you can do quite a lot of things with Python when compared to R. I'm not saying that you can't do those things in R. And if you really want to do machine learning or data science stuff, you can do in any programming language. It could be C, Java, C++. So there are a lot of companies like Meta and Google. All their backend might be running in C, C++, because that is a lot faster when compared to Python. So at the end of the day, you can build those things in any programming language, but a lot of these packages which are there in Python, it makes your life a lot more easier to develop these things and prototype your application a lot more faster. So that's why Python is most popular programming language for data science, and that's why there are a lot of people learning those things, and that's why there is a lot of supply when compared to demand. I think that's why the entry level jobs are paying little less salary. So yeah, it all depends on you. I would say learning, well, I know quite a lot of languages. Well, when I say I know quite a lot of languages, I have learned a lot of languages. So I started my journey with C, then I learned C++, then I learned PHP, then I learned Java, and then I think I learned Python. I'm not talking about MATLAB because again it's very similar to C. So those were the language, and then I learned R, and currently I'm trying to learn JavaScript. But if I have to talk about which programming language I can use with absolute fluency, it would be Python. I can write R code as well, and I can't say that I know JavaScript properly, but I'm learning. So it's better to have like at least 2 to 3 programming language under your belt, so that you can build different kind of applications. You can work on a lot of different kind of applications. But if you're just starting out, I think Python is perfectly fine for data science. Aren't you scared of AI? Not really, because I have talked about this quite a lot in my live Q&A. So if I get scared of AI and if I try to compete with AI, I will definitely fail, because AI has access to this vast content on internet, and it can learn things from the internet, which is impossible for me. I can't just go onto internet and reading everything and learn everything. So I cannot compete with AI, that is for sure. But then there are a lot of human aspect that is needed in data science, which AI cannot do, like domain expertise and because we use AI quite a lot in our organization, and while it makes your life a lot more easier, for example, if there is a huge chunk of text, and if you have to read through the text, it may take, and then analyze and then find the key output of that, it will take maybe days. But then it can summarize quite easily, and you'll be able to get the output in like 5-10 minutes. But the thing is, we all know that it has hallucination and all, but then hallucination has reduced quite a lot these days, so that's good. But then there's always that human aspect, and when you look at those summaries, you'll have to interpret it and you'll have to find some output out of it for the business. So those kind of things, I don't think AI can still do. And yes, they are getting better and better every single day. And when it comes to code generation and all, yes, they do quite a lot. And that's why some of the entry level jobs where you just have to write code are probably going to be discontinued, because then AI can write those code for you. But then places where you want to productionize your application and you'll have to troubleshoot quite a lot of things, I think in those cases you still need some human intervention. And when it comes to, for example, creating a website or software, I think AI can still do those things. But in data science, you still need a lot of human intervention as compared to just AI output. So not really, I'm not that scared. And also I like learning about new things. I'm learning about different AI techniques, like for example, agentic AI is very popular these days. And I've learned agentic AI and it seems like it's very powerful. I will most likely work on a toy project and then I will post it on the YouTube so that everyone can learn from that, and hopefully it will help you to maybe gain some new skills. So I try to keep myself up to date, and that is something which helps me not being scared of uh, AI. What kind of tech jobs do you think are fairly safe? Uh, Tech jobs that are fairly safe, I would say some of these newer ones, like quantum computing is relatively very new and there's very less data out there, so it's hard for AI to learn all those things and then create those kind of systems. So that is something which is good. I was about to say cybersecurity, and maybe yes, you still need some human intervention there, but quite a lot of these safeguarding can be done by AI as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure about it, and I won't say that I am expert in cybersecurity, so can't really comment too much on that. When it comes to data science, as I mentioned, you still need a lot of human intuition and be able to get the output and turn it into a decision making uh, decision making. What about quants? What do you mean about quants? Can you elaborate? Yeah, so you need some more human intervention to package the whole thing and make it business ready. So for that, you need a lot of human intervention and human intuition when it comes to data science side of things. Software development is very tricky because it is, I would say, it is not that safe. If you just look at the traditional software development methodology, quantitative research, yeah, true. Quantitative research is also something which is fairly safe right now, but then there are a lot of these models, they are getting really good at quantitative analysis. So but then right now I would say these quantitative research and all are still safe from um, say from these large language models and different type of AI. Yeah, banks and hedge fund. A lot of people do make videos that how I'm using large language model to make so and so money. Yes, they can do quite a lot of things, but you still need um, people there and humans to be working on those kind of things. So sorry. But I would say that if you have a balance sheet or if you have a financial document, AI can actually do quite well in researching about the company and provide you a summary. But then those things can also be driven by latest news and developments in the market. So those things are actually, those things really affect your analysis, and at this point it's a little difficult for AI to be up to date what's happening in the market. But then there are a lot of different ways like RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation. So if you have a database full of recent events, then it can go and check and then do those things. So there are ways to make your AI model really good in doing those things, but I would say it is still very new, and be able to 100% rely on AI to do these kind of things for you is not wise, and you still need people. But when it comes to maybe in couple of years, it might be a lot more tricky to say that quantitative analysis is still safe. Ayush, hi Ayush, I'm doing good, how are you? Appreciate answering those questions. Have a good day. To you too, mate. Good. How's it going? Have you completed your course? I was catching your streams after they were over for last few weeks. Yeah, no problem at all. Congratulations. Have you started applying for jobs? Did you get any interviews? Today I have my eye checkup appointment at around 4 or something, so I'll be leaving soon. We are almost about to reach 1 hour time, but we still have some time. Still job searching, but working on like AI training jobs for now. That's good. Yeah, keep working on these things and keep working on some really good projects. That will definitely help. Actually, I was about to reach out to you, Ayush. Would you be willing to share your master's experience on Programming Cradle channel? If yes, either send me a message on LinkedIn or maybe via email. If not, that's perfectly fine. But if you are willing to share your experience, that would be great. No, not getting any interviews for now. Not even getting shortlisted for any data science analytics roles. Yeah, job market is a bit rough, but I'm sure you'll be able to find something soon. Hello, I hope you're doing good. Currently working in MNC, MANC Uni as, is it Manchester University, as research assistant doing project for UKRI. Can you please guide me how to write work experience project? Should I be one bullet per project? So I think you're asking about your CV, how to add the project. So I would say under your project section, yes, you can have one major bullet point and the name of the project, and under that you can have a sub bullet points to explain what was the outcome of that particular project, what were the tools and techniques you use in that, and maybe the purpose of the project that you already explained. So I think if you mention those things, the output of the project, yeah. So if you mention those three things, the purpose, the tools and techniques, and the output of the project, that would be fine. And then you can create a next bullet point and then you do the same thing. But if you have a lot of projects, then you can have one bullet point and then mention these three things in a paragraph form. But I would say don't put like all the projects. Just put the projects which you think are relevant and are the most important ones, which had some real world implication and impact. So don't only put those kind of projects. So that would be fine. But some people from my cohort have started getting job offers now in data analysis. Yeah, sure, man. I don't mind. That's great. And yeah, it's good to see that some of the people from your batch are getting offers. I would also say that maybe talk to them and get some feedback from them as well, what they did different and how did they prepare. Maybe take some inspiration from their CV, because they are the ones very close to what you did. So learning from them what they are doing and what they're doing right, so that you can also replicate those things. So do in very close contact with your batchmates who have already got an offer. That would definitely help. And yeah, do drop me an email. We can schedule something and we can talk about your experience. In the UK, projects should be under project section or work experience using star method. I heard the professional project should be under work experience. That's correct, rather than being in the separate project section. Yes, that is true. So if you're talking about the project which you have worked as part of your work experience, those things should be in your work experience, and then things little bit change, I think. Well, it does not really, because when you are talking about your work experience, you will be talking about what was the impact of your work and what those projects were, again tools and techniques, and the outcome of the project. So yes, if you're talking about your work experience projects, then it should come under your work experience, and if you have worked on some of the projects separately, then they should come under project section. Plus, can you please share any updates while being in the UK, because the last I remember you were searching for job here. Yeah, so I've been working as a data scientist for approximately 2 years now here in the UK. So that's my update. And as per the job market, it is little rough. So it is slightly hard to find a job, but not like it's impossible to find a job. Sounds good, Ayush. How do you think the job market is right now for freshers? Yes, it is rough, little tricky to get a job for freshers. And in fact, I'm currently working on a video about job market in the UK, just to show some statistics around the job market. So it should be up by, hopefully by Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, I'm currently working on that video. But then yeah, job market is very rough. It has definitely improved when compared to 2023, but it's still very very difficult. Also scheduling a meeting, yeah, one-to-one sessions are uh, still possible. So yeah, one-to-one sessions are still there. In fact, I had a couple of those sessions this week, earlier this week. Yes, it's just I'm not posting the videos anymore, uh, the recordings of the videos anymore, because I had a couple of people saying that they're not comfortable. So I thought I'll just have to ask these every single time, and most often than not, a lot of people are not comfortable um, posting those videos. So I just stopped it altogether. And one other thing is that the Zoom integration is not working, and the application that I use now for these one-to-one session does not allow me to record. So that is another reason. So yeah, mainly because of those two reasons, I have stopped recording the sessions. So you may not find any new recordings under membership section, but I still do those one-to-one sessions. I'll book one-to-one soon. Yeah, sounds good. I don't know what happened to my throat. I guess I spoke too much today. Ever thought about UK Global Talent Visa for data scientist is worth A shot, yeah. If you don't have a skilled worker visa, then yes, it is definitely worth a shot. I'm currently on a skilled worker visa, so I'm not planning to switch to global talent visa, but yeah, it is definitely worth trying. I had a question a couple of weeks back in live Q&A about, I think, global talent visa, and then I did some research. I think um, there are few things considered under. I mean, you need to have few things to be considered under global talent visa. I think one of them was being recognized by uh, some official organization, I think. So yeah, that is one thing. And then if you have done something, if you have achieved some recognition from very reputed party, then those things. But then there are some other requirement as well. If you have some really good amount of experience and you have contributed to something novel, then those kind of things are considered under this skill. So if you have those kind of things in your profile, then I think you will be a really good candidate for global talent visa. Did you get sponsorship last year, Roshan? Last year. No, last to last year. Bro, do you have any plans for PhD in future, and what do you think about it? PhD is definitely a really good option if you like research, and at some point, yes, I was interested in PhD, and I really wanted to do some research in data science and AI, but not now really, because my current work, yes, it is mainly towards development, but then there are a lot of different kind of research opportunities within the organization, so I'm able to do those things while I'm working on some of the development projects. So it's the current role is a mix of both, and I think I'm quite happy in my current role. So I don't really have any plans of PhD in future, but things can change, so can't really comment on after 5-6 years. But in near future, no, not really. But definitely, if you are someone who really likes research, PhD is definitely a really good option. And there are some really good projects as well in the UK. And UK is probably the third biggest AI market after US and China. So there are a lot of AI developments that happen in the UK. So if you are interested in if you are interested in PhD and research work, you might be able to get something really interesting. What about graduate scheme? There are quite a lot of graduate schemes, and a lot of these companies hire around, I think, January, and then in September as well, because that's when people usually complete their masters. And some of them are very generic ones, so some of them like graduate consultant, something like that. So when you go for that particular role, you will be trained under a lot of different things, and there is an option to choose which one you want to go for. So if you are interested in software development, you can go that way. If you are interested in data science, you can go that way. But then there is another aspect of the company in which domain they actually require you. So even if you suggest that you want to go into data science, but then they have more requirement in software development, they might move you to software development. So that's something about graduate scheme. But then there are a lot of graduate data science roles and graduate software engineering roles. So if you are going for those things, they will first train you in those specific areas, and then you will be put on a project after you complete your training. And in the UK, these graduate schemes are quite popular. One requirement they have is that you need to have uh, less than 3 years of experience for these graduate roles. Well, there is another exception that if you are switching your domain, so for example, you are going from medical domain to data science domain, for example, and if you have like 9 or 10 years of experience in medical domain, I think they can still consider you under graduate scheme as you are new to that domain. And they are not sponsored for first couple of years, and if you perform well and if they find value, they do sponsor once you are promoted to different role. So yeah, they can be sponsored but not from the get-go. Thanks for the info. Can you point to some reference material for UK formatted resume or upload an updated video as you are working on a sponsored role for quite some time now? I can do an updated video, but I already have a video. I uploaded that video a while back. I could find that video real quick. Yeah, I can find the video now and I can share you the old one, but I can definitely work on a updated video. Yeah, there it is. Sorry. So yeah, this video I made this video 2 years back, so it's a fairly old video, but it could be relevant. Even I need to go and check a few things I might have changed, so I can work on an updated video for sure. I will make a note of it, but you might be able to get some idea about how the CV should be. Yeah, so I have made a note of it. All right, we are over 1 hour now, and yeah, so I need to go for eye checkup, so I should get going. But it was great talking to you all, and I will see you in the next one. So I do these live Q&As every Saturday, 12 p.m. UK time. I'm thinking to switch the time, but I will put a community post or in Telegram or Discord server to ask for your opinion, what time suits you well. But yeah, for now it is still 12 p.m. UK time. So I'll see you next Saturday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Happy learning. Bye.